broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you hear that? That's the Monday Night Football theme, and that means we're back for another week of AfterBuzz TV's Monday Night Football recap. Yes, speaking of cap, I'm your host, Christina Kaplan.
Oh, that was nice there. That was a nice little segue. I haven't heard that one before since day one.
Next to me is my day one.
Hey,
Stef
guys,
Z.
I'm Stef Z. You guys can tweet me at IAMSTEFZ along the way.
Yes, and across from us, some very special guests, Benjamin and Matthew Royer.
Hi, guys.
They just wrapped the first season on Disney Channel of Best Friends Whenever, right?
Yes. Yep, that's for sure.
We will talk about that more later in the show, but first let's get right into it. I have to let you guys know that Matthew over here is the Chargers fan, if you can see his Chargers shirt under his sweet vest. And next to him, his brother Benjamin is a Cowboys fan.
Yes.
And we asked them before the show, how did that happen? And they said, I don't know. Why is he a Cowboys fan? He said, wait, what did you tell me?
I'm just a Cowboys fan.
No, you said, I'm a Cowboys fan because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
It was as simple as that. I love it.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys, it's very interesting that you guys are a Chargers fan and a Cowboys fan, because if you think about those two teams, those are two of the teams that, all in all, have great quarterbacks. I know they're not like great, but I'm saying the person that the quarterback is, the leader of the team is a hero. Not a hero, that's dramatic, but you know what I mean? Like, there's certain quarterbacks that when they take the field, they're a leader. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, both team captains.
They're both team captains, but not even are they only the team captain, but when they step on the field, they're a leader. You want to be playing for Tony Romo. He's going to give it everything he's got. Phillip Rivers, everything they're going to lay it out all on the field. They're not just showing up for a paycheck. They still love the game, like, young people love the game.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my tidbit about the picking of the two teams.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I like your tidbit there.
I'm just saying.
So tonight we had Houston against Cincinnati. The Bengals went into it 8-0, came out of it 8-1. That's right. If you haven't heard already, the Texans defeated them.
Spoiler alert.
I know, right? Okay, so not a very exciting game, as we talked about before the show here. Wait, one of you was telling me, naming off the only plays that we had to... Okay, so
Matthew.
name those off again, Matthew.
Yeah.
We only have 3 field goals, 1 touchdown, 1 extra point, and 3 interceptions to talk about.
There you go.
We do, though. Wait, come on. We have a little bit of amazing defense to talk about.
for sure.
We have a little bit of a quarterback that I feel like we might all be on the same page, kind of. We're like, oh, no, Yates is coming in. It was like the Texans had a chance, and then you see Foyer out for a concussion or whatever, and then you see Yates coming in, and you're like, oh, man, maybe they were going to do it. Maybe they were going to upset. So I feel like that was good that he came in and he kept it together. He made some key plays.
He led the team.
He led them.
Yes.
Made some key plays.
He's the only one that threw that touchdown. Tell me, what did you guys think of that awesome catch by DeAndre Hopkins?
It was just really amazing. How he stayed in bounds just mind-boggled me. DeAndre Hopkins' catch was incredible. He one-handed, jumping in the air. He was able to get 2 feet down. It was incredible.
Better than Odell Beckham's one-hand catch?
No.
Yeah.
I would only say yes because it was against the Cowboys.
I see. So if it weren't against the Cowboys,
yes.
Okay.
That's fair enough. That's fair.
I like that. A true fan.
What do you guys think, do you guys play sport? You're big sports fans.
Yes.
Do you play? I mean, I know you're really busy with your schedule and stuff, so you might not play sports. But is there something in the acting world that you can relate what it might feel like to make that catch? Like, is there a day when, you know, you're on set and something happens? Like, what is something that you can relate that feeling to?
Whenever you have a one-take wonder, it feels like that.
Yeah.
One take and then it's all over with. But
Just
that's
nail the line and walk off the set.
That's very rare, though.
Is it rare?
Yeah.
I would have to say when you end the day early.
There it is. Because then you can go watch more sports.
Yeah.
There it is. It all comes full circle.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, they gave us a full rundown of all of their teams that they follow. I agree with some of them. I'm siding with some of the picks, but not all of them. Dodger fan through and through. I like that, but we got a Clippers fan over here. Wait, yes, is you the Clippers fan?
I am the Clippers fan.
He got me with the Chargers, but then lost me with the Clippers. So
Yeah.
but that's okay.
And then I saved you with the Lakers.
You did.
There it goes.
Okay, so let's talk about the first half. I wrote down this stat that they put up on the screen that Cincinnati had 118 pass yards in the first half. I didn't catch the Houston's first half pass yardage quick enough, but I know it was significantly less than 118.
Right.
DeAndre Hopkins had 3 targets, 0 receptions in the whole first half. And what do you guys think was the main factor for that? Do you think it was the pass rush coming from the Texans onto Andy Dalton was, you know, he wasn't able to get his, I'm mixing.
Hoyer.
Yes,
Yeah,
other way
I'm like, wait a
around.
minute, what
The
are you
pass
talking
rush from the Bengals onto Brian Hoyer, or do you think it was just mismatch on defense, like whoever was covering him? I don't know who it was.
I have to say the Bengals linebackers, defensive backs, and cornerbacks were incredible tonight.
Yeah,
They made some plays that you wouldn't think. A bunch of guys stepped up on the D-line also.
right.
I would have to say the D-line was what caused that. The D-line for the Bengals was dominant tonight.
Well, they have some notable pass rushers like Carlos Dunlap, and I wrote down, I think, the other guy that got a sack in that last.
You know,
What was it?
While you
I don't
looked
know,
that
but-
up, it was you know, for me too is I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I like when quarterbacks take charge and run a hurry up offense, but I feel like Foyer was running a hurry up offense, but they weren't getting set. So then that was, you know, it's like you want to rush the D, but the D was responding with rushing him.
Yeah.
So he was being forced to make plays that maybe weren't exactly the way he thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, it was AJ Hawk at the end of the game had that sack to force the 3rd and long with
Right.
4 minutes left, and AJ Hawk used to play. They were mentioning on the Packers. He was a formidable force for them, but. Yeah, I agree with you guys that I think that D-line for the Bengals tonight played really well, and I think their offense just couldn't support them.
No, there was a lot of drop passes. I feel like there was a lot of missed routes. You know what I mean? It was like the ball was there, they weren't. There was, and it's just so funny because you see the history of these two teams for some reason, and I think that's across the board. How it's funny how when there's two teams that have a rival, I don't even know if they're a rival, but sometimes these two teams, like the Texans, have beat them time after time after time. So for some reason, this Texans team gives the Bengals, even though the Texans going in were 3-5 and the Bengals are 8-0, they give them a run for their money and they turn over W's with them, which is crazy.
I mean, going home, or playing at home, I should say, the Bengals, had the advantage by far. J.J. Watt even was saying at the end of the game that everyone was saying, you guys can't do it, you guys can't do it. Well, we did it.
He said, well, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
That's what he said in his
yeah.
little accent. He said, well, how y'all doing? Which is interesting because I don't know that we heard him. We did cover Hard Knocks here, so I don't know that we heard him talk so much in Hard Knocks because the Texans were the team. So I feel like it was interesting to see him do that, and because we've been following that team this season more closely because they were on Hard Knocks. You see what's happening out there. You see Charles Douglas, and you're like, man, that's guy sucks. You see these little things that makes it interesting to watch, and that's why I was kind of cheering for them.
Yeah. What do you guys think of J.J. Watt?
You go first.
J.J. Watt and Vince Wilfork and the rest of the D-line of the Texans did a great job tonight. They kept on rushing Andy Dalton enough to make him throw away passes or throw interceptions.
Yep.
What I think about J.J. Watt is the Bengals did a great job of keeping him. They didn't let him sack anybody until the end of the game, which I think was a mistake by them. they should have let J.J. Watt done his thing, but ignored everybody else. They focused too much on the safeties or the cornerbacks. They should have focused a little more.
So you think that because they focused so much on trying to contain J.J. Watt, they didn't leave enough coverage for the rest of the offense? I see. I'd have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I forgot. Forgive me, I forgot which one, but one of you guys did the commercial with J.J. Watt, correct?
I did.
You did. Okay. So, Matthew, tell us a little bit about what was it like, meeting J.J. Watt. I mean, you hear all these things about how great he is and all this charitable work he does where he doesn't bring the cameras with him. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
He's one of the nicest people I've ever met. He's, like, really, really nice. It's crazy because when he's in the room, he's in the room. He's really big. He doesn't maybe look that big on television, but he's a giant in real life.
Really? And what was the commercial that you did again?
Verizon Mobile.
Okay. Did
Cool.
You see? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go Google that or YouTube that and look it up because I'm interested now to see how you interacted with him.
Oh, yeah, look, Fantasy Stats Guru said that the Texans knocked the Bengals out of the playoffs 2 times in recent history.
Yes,
Thanks, Ben.
and if you guys
That makes more sense now.
if you remember, we had Ben on the show a few weeks ago. He was one of our number 1 fans. He was in town, so we had him on. He's always bringing the stats. So you guys would probably be good friends with him since you're so into the sabermetrics over here. So Ben, hit these guys up. They might be able to give you a run for your money. Cause
I think so.
They were dropping some stats earlier. I was like, whoa, okay, I'm going to stop arguing. Kershaw, Greinke, we won't go there, though. We won't go there. Okay, so we mentioned DeAndre Hopkins. Didn't do well in the first half. Second half,
Different story.
obviously, yes, a different story. That first catch he had to begin, his first reception was the beginning of the third quarter, which was a crucial, I think it was a first down for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so, and the Texans were giving Hoyer and Yates excellent pass protection for the most part. They weren't really letting those, defensive ends get around too much.
Yeah.
But, the Texans defense, do we want to talk about the Texans defense? They're without Jadeveon Clowney, so Whitney Merciless has been taking over for him, and he played great tonight. He had a lot of key plays in for the defense.
I feel like their defense is gotten it together, and I agree with you when you were saying earlier they were trying to contain J.J. Watt so much. I mean, you saw Brian Cushing make key plays.
Yeah.
You saw Will Burke make a couple plays. They're spreading out. It's like a lot of the times it's all on JJ's back, and I feel like they're learning to spread it out because teams are trying to contain him more, and I feel like they were doing that more effectively.
There we go. Fantasy Stats Guru. Sorry, I'm just going to I need to call you Ben from now on, now that we know you. He helped me out there with, he said the Texans had 64 pass yards in the first half, where I said, Cincinnati had 118. So it was very off balance there in that first half. However, the end of the game, the passing yards, 174 for Houston and 183 for the Bengals. So it evened out pretty well towards the end of that game. Yeah. I think once they started getting DeAndre Hopkins into the game, what's his Fedorovich? Is that how you say it? Fedorowicz. Yeah. He had a pivotal catch there at one point too. So, what did you guys think of Houston's offense in the second half versus the first half?
Houston's offense in the second half was still very slow, but they had some pivotal plays in the third quarter and late and early in the fourth quarter. They were able to get that touchdown with DeAndre Hopkins, and that just brought the offense up and the energy in the stadium lower.
Yeah.
I think Kirby Yates is what made that second half so good for the Texans, because they were letting him throw long. They didn't care if he threw the interception. They wanted to get that touchdown because no touchdown has happened in that game yet.
Yeah.
They wanted to get that first touchdown, get it out of the way. So I think that's why the Texans won that game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like Stef Z said in the beginning, everyone kind of held their breath when TJ Yates went in, but I think he played well. His final stats, he was 5 of 11 with 69 yards and a touchdown. I mean, he didn't really, what did he play, only the fourth quarter, or was he playing in the third too?
I think he started
No, it
in
was,
late third.
Yeah, it was a late third.
So late third, full fourth quarter. I mean, those are pretty good stats.
Yeah.
So,
The stats, I mean, I don't know if anyone else is looking at this and seeing it, but the stats to me are so crazy that in this game. It's like they're so similar. They both teams had 16 first downs. The Texans had 61 plays. The Bengals had 62 plays. Both teams had total yards, 256 yards. The passing yards were within 10 differential. The rushing yards were in 10. You know, there were 9 yards difference there, 9 yards different rushing. The penalties was the only thing that was a really big difference. And the Bengals had 2 turnovers and the Texans had 1. I feel like you don't see it that close in a lot of games. Do you guys find that?
Talking about a close game, at the end of the game when the Bengals were on their last run, Tyler
Eifert?
Yeah.
if he, to me, he's arguably the best tight end in the league, next to Rob Gronkowski. But he had a pivotal play where he dropped the ball, and if he didn't drop the ball, AJ Green might have not fumbled that pass.
Yeah.
Was that the one where Brian Cushing was breathing down his neck?
I don't remember.
Oh, there was like a guy right on him. I think that was when Brian Cushing
Yeah.
was literally right there, and it was that moment that when you're a receiver and you know that you're getting mauled, it was sometimes you drop the pass. I think that I remember which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, I was surprised that AJ Green fumbled the ball in general. AJ Green usually has great hands, so I was really surprised when he fumbled the ball at the end of the game.
Well, I feel like it was more because Quentin Demps punched it out. He got he got lucky and hit the ball perfectly.
Yeah, but usually even if he punches out, he usually has a good secure with his hands on the ball.
I think he could have held it in a little bit more for sure, but
Well, how much do you guys think that it's at this point in time when you're down, when you're losing to the Texans and you're an undefeated team, how much of it do you think becomes mental? You know what I mean? Like, do you think that the Texans got in their head and that's why, because they were making, it was almost they were playing super sloppy. Like the Bengals have been so on point, they've been so underrated, and now it's like
Even when the Texans were losing, I felt like it was the Texans' game. Bengals, the stadium wasn't anywhere.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the atmosphere in the stadium at all. I feel like they were at Bengals, but I feel like the Texans felt like they were playing at home.
yeah.
I think that played a big part mental game because the Texans really put it in their head, what if we're not undefeated? And that's what made the Bengals fans so upset. They kept on cutting to in the game. After every timeout or half end, they just show a sad Bengals fan.
Yeah, it's true. They were.
Yeah, they mentioned too in the broadcast too, when I was driving over, whoever was on the sideline said that the stadium, you could clearly hear in the third quarter it had gone very silent. So I think that along with the fact that they just didn't really have control of the game at all.
Right.
Maybe in the first half a little bit, but they really lost control in that second half, which was a bummer. I don't know. I know that I'm supposed to want the Texans to win because we covered Hard Knocks, but I like the Bengals. I wanted them to continue the undefeated streak.
We're not supposed to. I just feel like when you see something like Hard Knocks. Do you guys watch Hard Knocks?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of like an inside. It's almost like a backstage
I
pass
watched
or
Breaking
something.
Ground on WWE, which is
Same
same
difference.
producers.
Same difference.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So it's almost like I just feel like it's those little things that you know about the players that make the players a little bit more tangible. That's why I find myself rooting for them, even though I picked the Bengals to win.
Right.
But I was still kind of, all right, it's the Texans though. Like,
And last year it was the Falcons, so we always wanted them to win, but they didn't have a good season last year.
Not at all.
No, but they're doing pretty well this year.
They're set to make the postseason, but
But
I don't want
still,
them to win at all.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't feel like the Falcons should go all the way.
You don't like them?
I like the team. I just don't want them to go all the way.
Who do you think's gonna win the Super Bowl? I'm just gonna put you on
I
the
would
spot.
like the Bengals to go all the way.
Wow.
Well, is it the hair?
Yeah, it's because you're Andy
Is
Dalton
it 'cause you're
lookalikes
mini
over
Dalton?
here.
No, because this is Andy Dalton's one of his first good years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they may have to push him to go to the postseason.
Do you think he bounces back? Do you guys think the Bengals bounce back, or there's going to be another one or two? I mean, as soon as the Denver Broncos lost their undefeated record, it's been like, the Broncos. Do you think that the Bengals bounce back and they're going to win? Or do you think, not that we have to go to predictions yet, but I'm just thinking, what do you think it's going to do to this team that they were on the longest streak of wins that the franchise has ever had, and now they lost to somebody like the Texans?
I think they will win more games because it was a reality check for them.
Well,
they needed it.
Yeah, definitely. But they face the Cardinals next week in Arizona, Sunday Night Football. It's Sunday Night Football. It's going to be a tough matchup for them because the Cardinals are playing really well right now.
I feel like the Cardinals is my pick to win the Super Bowl.
Oh.
But I think the Cardinals are one of the toughest matchups you could have at this point of the season. They're a team that they've lost 2 games, but all 7 games that they've won have been quality games.
Yeah. Did you watch the game this past Sunday? Yesterday?
I watched part of it.
Yeah. I mean, they played really well, and they have a lot of threats on offense and defense. They're a very well-balanced team. Like, the Honey Badger was making some crucial plays there for them.
Yeah.
And then, you still have Larry Fitzgerald, Andre Ellington. Michael Floyd was balling for them. So I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Andy Dalton and the Bengals. But we'll get to predictions later. Talk about that. But
also, too, I want to give a shout-out to our boy, Jonathan. He is in Laguna Beach for a few weeks on another gig. But we miss you. Thanks for being in the chat roll and participating.
Yeah, and Ben, our fantasy stats guru, mentioned up there, which is a good stat to bring up, that the Bengals in their last couple of primetime games, they struggle. They struggle when they're in primetime. They struggle in the playoffs. Andy Dalton has never won a playoff game.
I feel like when they're in a game where they're the only team in that day, I feel like there's a little pressure because that's everybody's watching.
Yes.
Right.
I agree with
It's
you.
not like a Sunday afternoon where there's like 6 games going on and you get they get like a little amount of viewers and you have little to worry about.
So do you think it's Andy Dalton that gets nervous, or do you think it's the team as a whole?
Team as a whole.
Interesting.
I think
Do you agree?
I think so too. Cincinnati isn't one of the biggest football towns around, but I feel like they always just like fall when they get to the postseason. They never do good. And I think this could be their year because they need it. They just really need it.
Well, yeah, and this is the best, like Stef said, this is the best start in franchise history. They have been, up into this game, playing really well. Obviously, they were undefeated. So there's a great chance for them to at least get the first win of the postseason down and out of the way. I don't know how far. I don't know if I think they will make it to the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Right.
So we still have the Panthers undefeated. We still have the Patriots undefeated. Is it just those two now?
Yeah.
I think so.
One AFC, one NFC.
Yeah. Interesting. What do you guys think? I want to hear your take on the Panthers this season. We mentioned it before the show that the Panthers were horrible last season.
They still made the postseason.
Yes, they led their division with a losing record. This season they're 9-0. What's different? What do you think happened?
They're an all-around great team.
Yeah.
They have everything you need. They have a wide receiver. They have a tight end. They have Cam Newton. They have a great defense. They have everything you need to be a solid team in the NFL.
Jonathan Stewart, running back.
Yes.
Don't forget about him.
I think this year they don't have as many injuries.
Yeah.
They're lucky. This year is the year of the injury. They're lucky. They haven't got a major player injured yet. So I think if they keep that up, then they're fine. They're gonna go all the way if they do.
Yeah, that's a great point that you make there. That the Panthers really haven't had a major injury yet. So hopefully that luck stays with them, because everyone has been going down this season, including your boy Benjamin, Tony Romo. But
The whole Cowboys team is gone.
he's coming back this season, or this week. But let's hear it. You said
My
you had
take,
different take on that.
This is just my opinion, but I think the Cowboys should sit Romo for the rest of the season. Make sure he's 100%. They're most likely not going to be in the playoffs with their record at this moment. And the most they're going to get is maybe, if they step it up, the division spot, but most likely would be probably a wild card if they had a chance. But I think they should just keep with the Whedon-Castle mashup.
Really?
Yes.
Even though they're 0-7 without Tony Romo?
Yes.
I think the Cowboys and Chargers should just tank this season, get that early draft pick, and both Cowboys need another QB, because Romo's not. If he gets injured again, they're gonna need a good QB, and the Chargers need a good O-lineman.
Yeah, that is very true. The Chargers O-line is horrible.
It's so funny that you guys say that, because I remember last year, my team, the Jets, we finished 4-12, but at the end of the season, we won like 2 games or something, and there was a hashtag going around that said "suck for the duck," so that we could be terrible, so that we would get a higher pick, so we could get Mariota. And that's kind of what you guys are saying. It's almost like your season's not, you're not going to win the Super Bowl this season, so play bad, which is an interesting strategy that I wonder if some teams ever, I mean, like, I don't think teams blow games on purpose, but it's an interesting concept, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the problem is the Chargers are inadvertently losing every game. Like, they're trying, but they're just that team. Yeah. They're an almost team. They almost win.
The problem with the Chargers is the O-line. Yeah. They have so many injuries on the O-line, and if you don't have a great O-line, the QB can't do anything. Philip Rivers can't do anything. Yeah. If someone's always rushing you, you can't do anything. But Philip Rivers is still finding a way to get passing yards.
Keenan Allen's injured. Yes. Antonio Gates was out for a little bit.
Our whole entire wide receivers, all of the wide receivers on the Chargers are injured at the moment.
Malcolm Floyd too?
Yeah, Malcolm Floyd went out last game.
What do you think of Melvin Gordon?
Melvin Gordon needs to step it up.
Yeah.
We didn't trade up for that draft pick for nothing. We need him to show.
I agree with you.
That he's an NFL running back. You can't be good in college. You have to, if you're good in college, then you have to adjust to the NFL.
Right. A lot of people were comparing him to LaDainian Tomlinson, who, as you know,
Never do that.
I know.
They should never do that.
The number 1 running back in Chargers history. And a friend, he's on NFL Network. He's a great guy, really nice, down-to-earth human being. So, yeah, I mean, I thought that was a little bit of an outrageous comparison as well. But he still hasn't really done anything at all.
Not at all. That first, I think what really ruined his whole entire game so far was in the first game of the season. His first run was a touchdown, and they reviewed it to see if his knee touched the ground, and they said it did, but then they replayed it again, and it showed that his knee didn't touch the ground. So it wasn't called a touchdown. He still has not got a rushing touchdown.
So you think that play got into his head, and now he's not able to do it? I hope that he can turn it around before the end of the season.
Oh yeah. So last week, real quick, when I don't think you were here, Tina Cap, but we started the suck bucket.
Yeah, I heard. Well, I saw when Ben tweeted that
the picture, because Ben's
awesome. The Chargers were in the suck bucket, right?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the moment in the game that you want to put in the suck bucket, like the worst moment. Someone should have caught a pass, someone should have made a throw, someone should have made a tackle, a ref made a bad call. I saw a ref fall down in this game, like whatever that is.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
I know what it is.
Like what would go in your suck bucket?
On that play where was it the Bengals at the goal line with the ref fell down?
Yeah.
That was like I had a review, like my mom.
No, was it the Texans?
I don't know.
And then they kicked the field goal?
It's one of the teams.
Clearly.
I was getting ready to come here, and I was watching the game, and I had to rewind it for my mom because I just couldn't stop laughing.
What made him fall? I just saw him falling.
It's
his own feet?
His own feet.
Yeah, poor guy, man. Those guys run around and get tired, too. All right, so the ref goes in the suck bucket. What else goes in the suck bucket?
I think at the end of the game, Tyler Eifert got a pass straight to him, hit him right in the chest, and he pretty much just fell straight down.
Yeah.
I think if he would have caught that pass, the Bengals could have went on and won that game.
All right, I like it. What about you, Tina Cap? What are you putting in the suck bucket?
I'm gonna have to agree with Matthew in the Tyler Eifert drop because I mean, come on,
It went straight to him.
straight to him.
Yeah.
right in his hands.
There was no reason for him to drop it.
No, that was the one that I was thinking about too.
And the problem is, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Is he's been the X factor for that team all
8
season.
touchdowns in the first 9
he was
weeks.
scared. He was scared of
He
Cushing.
played bad tonight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, when you're a receiver, I understand these receivers and the athleticism and what they do to sometimes make these ridiculous, amazing catches. And even if they drop those, everyone's like, man, they should have had it. But you really should have. When it hits you in the numbers, well, you got to catch that ball.
Well, it was right in his hands.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
right directed at the
yeah.
numbers. You got to catch
Even
that.
when it bounced off, he still had a chance to catch the ball.
Yeah, there's no focus there. His eyes are somewhere else. That's what I think happens there.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so should we get into predict or
Yeah, let's get into some picks. Or are there anything else
wait?
about
No,
this?
let's talk about your show first,
Okay,
and
let's
then we'll
do
do
that.
predictions.
Okay.
So, like I said, you just wrapped first season of Best Friends Whenever. It's on Disney Channel. Tell us a little bit about your show and the roles that you play.
The show's about 2 girls, Sid and Shelby, and when they get the power to time travel, they get in a lot of trouble with bad people, and it's just a really fun show. I play Chet, and he plays Brett.
Yes.
Shelby's younger brothers.
Very cool.
Wow.
What's been your most favorite scene to film so far? Like, what was the most fun?
The most fun I've had is going to be in the Christmas episode. We had this really fun action scene. It was really awesome.
So we can catch it right before Christmas, is what you're saying?
Yep, it's going to be in December.
Awesome.
And
An
when does-
action scene. I'm excited.
When does your guys tell the people when they can find your show, what channel, everything like that, what day of the week, all that?
You guys can find our show every Sunday at 8:30 and on Disney Channel.
8:30 at night or in the morning?
At night.
Okay. Awesome.
So you just, like I said 3 times already now, we just wrapped first season. Second season, what do you expect from your characters? What do you think's gonna
What
happen?
that you can tell us.
Yeah.
I expect a lot of things. I
Yeah.
expect awesome storylines, awesome action scenes, awesome things that we can do.
I expect to do more stunts.
Ooh, so you do your own stunts.
Some of them.
You guys hear that out there? They do their own stunts, some of them.
Pretty amazing.
That's a hot commodity there.
I'm not
Actors that
doing
do
any
their own
stunts. I'm just sitting here in a chair.
Yeah, no.
I think the chat roll agrees with Evert.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yep, suck bucket.
I agree.
She's a hardcore Jets. What? I'm not a Jersey girl. I'm from New York. Get it
Wait,
right.
tell me how your NFL career is going. Wait, what?
Oh, I love how
We missed it. Wait, what?
It
what
said,
are
I
we
love how
talking
Stef
about?
said something like a New Yorker.
Oh, I
I
like
love how Steph said numbers like a New Yorker. That's right, Sylvia Love. I'll talk like a New Yorker for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's funny.
Coffee. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, okay. So
Pick some.
let's
Let's do some
our
picks. So next Monday Night Football, we've got.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
You like that?
You like it?
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
All right. So we have, like we said, Cincinnati at Arizona. Where are the Texans playing?
The Texans play the Jets.
Your team.
Oh, they do. Texans, are they at home?
I don't.
Texans
Texans are at home. The Jets are away, yeah.
Okay, so Texans, Jets,
Oh, man.
Bengals, Cardinals.
It makes me
At
nervous.
Arizona.
Okay.
And next
And
Monday
then
Night
next-
Football
yeah.
is
Bills, Patriots.
in,
New England, I think.
yeah.
That's a good
In
one.
New England.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay, Benjamin, you
I
go
don't like it.
first.
Yeah, Sylvia, Jets, Jets. She's
Okay.
my new favorite person.
Sylvia Love in the chat room with the Jets.
Yeah,
the Jets
Sylvia.
love.
I love
I'll
it.
go first, I guess.
Okay.
All right, who you
yes.
got?
Should we go
got?
game by game?
Yeah, so
all
go
around the table?
Houston Jets. Texans Jets. Who do you got
I
there?
got
Be nice.
Are you
I got
writing it
Jets
down?
over Texans.
Yeah, buddy!
14-13.
Ooh, he's
Ooh.
even throwing in a score. I
All
like
right.
it. Wait, are you gonna keep track of everyone, or do I need to write it down?
No, you do.
Fine. Okay, so next, Cardinals at Arizona.
Cardinals. No. Bengals.
I'm sorry, Bengals. Yeah,
Bengals are Arizona team, Cap.
Bengals.
I know you work nights and your sleep is all off, but get it? No, just kidding.
Come on, man.
I
Give me a
got
break.
Cardinals 35-21.
Okay, so we have Jets, we have Cards. All right, and next Monday night, Bills, Patriots.
I'm going to get Bills make the undefeated team not undefeated anymore.
I like that.
I'm going to go a high-scoring game, 38-35.
I like that.
With Bills with a last-second field goal.
Even though the Bills have not been playing up to their potential, you're still going to take them?
I'm going to take them.
Rex Ryan against the Patriots is another thing.
I'm going to give them a win here.
All right.
I like it. I like where your head's at, man. You're
All
allowed
right,
to come back
Matthew.
whenever you want.
Okay. So in the Jets-Texans games, I have Texans 21-10.
I didn't like you
Sorry,
anyway.
Steph.
I feel like them winning this game will let them win the next. In the
You
next
get that
after-
momentum?
The momentum.
Seems
will-
like Dylan in the chat roll agrees with Matthew.
Texans 21, Jets 14. All right, Dylan agrees. Okay.
And then Bengals versus Cardinals. I have the Cardinals 14-3.
Wow, you really think the Bengals are going to be held to one singular field goal?
I think so.
Wow.
And then
All right.
Bills Patriots. I have Bills 34-17.
All right. Wow, 34-17. You think the Bills defense can stop the Pats like that?
Yep.
Confident.
Brady's gonna
confident.
have a bad game.
Oh,
I love
I love it.
I'm gonna go Cincy. I'm gonna go Cincy.
Obviously Jets, so we don't even need to say that out loud.
Cincy, Jets, Bills. Boom.
Bills 3 out of 4 so far.
Okay.
I think the Patriots, they got lucky against the Giants. They got
Way too lucky.
They're
Way
losing it.
too lucky.
And you got to think about it with the Patriots. I mean, I'm sure you guys know, but every 4 years, the conferences and the teams are set the same. And every 4 years, it's like they have more advantage at home, more advantage at away. So if you look at it, the Patriots in 2007, when they went undefeated, it's 8 years ago, so it's the same cycle. So that's why they're going undefeated. They haven't beat many winning teams.
Yeah.
So this whole Patriots undefeated thing, it's not going to last. They're not winning the Super Bowl. They're going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to just...
And Edelman's out.
Yeah. I know that was a big loss for them, for sure. And Deion Lewis, their number one running back. What's going on?
Alexis, I love you. Our engineer is a Pats fan, and she is giving me crap on the chat roll here, but that's okay because I'm still gonna say it.
Yeah.
They're not beating winning teams. It's the same thing that happened in 2007. It's the same sort of schedule.
She's got the numbers to prove it. All right,
Just saying.
I'm going Jets over Texans.
I think this is the first time in the world you picked my Jets.
No, I picked them last season, I think.
I don't
once.
think you did.
Okay,
I
well.
love you.
I love you more. Okay, and I'm going with, I'm sorry, the Cardinals are definitely going to defeat the Bengals. And I'm going to say Bills, too. I'm going to make it a 4 out of 4.
Yes.
Air 5.
Oh,
Air
yeah.
5 all the way
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. Yes. We're all going Bills because
Why not?
Bill Belichick is going down.
No, I just feel like Rex Ryan knows the Patriots, and Rex.
Oh, sorry, Alexis.
And I feel like, I mean, it's just, it's time for them to lose.
Yeah.
And it would make me not just as happy, it would make me almost as happy as for the Patriots to be knocked off their undefeated season by Rex Ryan, because I loved Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
So I still am. It's the only time I'll root for a team in my, division to win.
Wait, so quickly, were you guys shocked at the firing of Rob Ryan from the Saints today?
Yes, the Saints defense has been terrible all season.
So you weren't
Yeah.
shocked? You think
Yeah.
that it was a good
It
choice
was a good
to fire
choice
him?
to fire
Yeah.
him, but I think they should have done it in the offseason. I think it's a little too late
Yeah.
to fire him. If they were to fire him, it would be week 3, week 4, and looking at how they played in the early going.
What was the score of their game? They lost by a lot.
Yes, I think that's what decided it.
Yes, and they lost to somebody pretty horrible, didn't they?
They lost to the Redskins 47-14.
Yes.
Yeah, when
That's what it
Cousins
was.
gets 47, Cousins
It's
gets
not- that's
47
not-
points. I don't know.
Not good at all.
No.
I don't know.
No. Is there any other major NFL news that you guys want to talk about before we get out of here?
See.
Oh, he's
Look,
like,
look at them in the chat roll. Alexis writing for AfterBuzz TV. Ben, I thought you were with us. We all picked the Bills, Ben. What's happened here? What's
Come
happening?
on, Ben.
Castle fans. I'm a Castle fan too. I am Rick Castle. Come on now.
Sylvia
Anyway,
agrees,
go
though.
on.
She says Brady will not go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if there's any NFL news that just happened.
Oh, he's going to give you breaking news right now.
Rams benched Colt Foles.
Really?
They're starting Keenum Sunday.
Case Keenum?
Yeah.
Is that his name, right?
There was an interesting stat that I saw earlier where they had a I don't know the stats were up to, I think maybe I took a picture. It was Bradford and Foles and how like the trade didn't really work out for either one of them.
Yeah.
Oh. Stafford is injury prone, and
Yes.
Foles is just not Foles.
Yeah.
I had Foles one fantasy year, and he just killed it for like 3 games, and he was gone.
Are the
Yeah.
Rams playing the Lions? Or wait,
Let me see.
you said Stafford, right?
The Rams are playing the Ravens at Ravens.
That's nation. You can't speak
Yeah.
for AfterBuzz for us all like that. Sign in with your own login, Alexis. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Nick Foles is he's average to me, so.
He's too
And
average.
Sanchez played for the Eagles too. That trade was a bust all around.
Yeah.
Sanchez is just.
And then
I love him, but he's not great anymore.
Victor Cruz's season's over.
Yeah.
Not surprising. He's made of glass.
He is.
He is.
Sadly,
He's
he
made
is.
of that nice, like, blown good glass, though. Like,
Yeah.
he's good
Like,
when he's good.
Well, yeah, but he's always injured. I feel like every season he's injured.
Right.
So they're lucky. The Giants are lucky. I'm sorry, Ben. I don't mean to bring up the Giants around you, but
It's fine.
they're lucky that they've got Odell Beckham in there to kind of pick up the slack for the loss of Victor Cruz. But
Yes, but they don't have. Right at this moment, they don't have another force like Odell Beckham
true.
that can powerhouse the defense.
Yeah, but Cruz has been not there the whole season. It's not like
No, he
they've
hasn't
just
played the whole
lost
season yet.
Cruz. It's
No,
just
yeah.
he's not coming back. So I don't think that that's going to affect what they've been doing this season so far.
No
'Cause he
doubt.
hasn't been, a target or a threat at all.
All right. Well, Benjamin, Matthew, it's been a pleasure to have you guys.
Thank you.
Tell
Thank
the
you.
fans out there again where they can watch your show, what time, and where they can find you on Twitter if they want to follow you.
Okay, our show's Best Ones Whatever, 8:30 on Disney Channel, and my Instagram and Twitter is the Ben Royer.
And the show's on Sunday.
Oh,
He
sorry.
didn't mention that. And my Twitter and Instagram is the Matthew Royer. Please follow me. #Twingers.
Twingers, yes.
Twingers. Thank you
Wait,
guys.
first tell them what Twingers mean.
Twingers.
Gingers.
Twin
Yes.
Gingers, and it's our hashtag.
That
love
might
it.
be the best hashtag I've heard in a really long time. Thank you guys so much for coming. It was
Thank
really
you.
fun to
Thank
have
you.
you. And you guys can keep up with me at IAMSTEFZ. Also, check out Rare Breed Lifestyle brand, my t-shirt company.
And you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at TinaCap. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.